today's January Webcast series featuring Moldex3D. My name is Jason Hardenbeck. I'm the National Support Manager here at BWIR. If you haven't been on one of our webinars before, please take a note of this. You are in listen-only mode throughout the presentation, so please enter any questions you have into the questions box, and at the end of the presentation, we'll get to as many as possible. Quick agenda. We're going to start off with a real quick BWIR introduction. I'll pass it over to Rob and let him take over and introduce you to Moldex3D and the software and its uses. Then we'll do a quick question and answer at the end. For those of you unfamiliar with BWIR, we're the manufacturing, IT, and engineering consulting group of Barry-Wehmiller, a company that's been in business for going on 130 years and approaching $2 billion in revenue. We work with companies to help them get better products to market faster at a lower cost through improvements in people, technology, and processes. We work with companies across the entire spectrum of product development, starting with why many of you are today with PTC software products. We do a lot around engineering solutions, enterprise solutions such as ERP, CRM. We're also an Infor and a Microsoft partner. With regards to PTC products, we like to kind of differentiate ourselves. We're one of only 3 platinum-level PTC partners. Last year, we were the fastest-growing partner in North America. What helps differentiate us is we have a great staff of account managers and an engineering staff that averages over 15 years experience using the products. We have 8 training centers located across the United States. We also are initiating a new program to help make training local to everybody. We can also provide on-site training, customized training, mentoring, whatever you need to meet your needs. What kind of differentiates also is that we are a complete product development partner. We just don't focus on PTC products. If there's anything else out there that we think could be a better solution for the people we work with, we're going to present it to them, which is kind of how we're leading in here, and pass it over to Rob and kind of let him present Moldex3D.
Okay. Get this bad boy up here. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for your time today. Again, my name is Rob Stepek. I'm the Business Development Specialist here at Moldex3D. And I'm just going to take you through a little bit about who Moldex3D is, a little bit of company history, what we can do for you, as well as I got a video at the end just kind of showing our integration into the PTC Creo CAD software. And I guess I will just get right on into this. Just to start a little bit about who Moldex3D is and what we can do. We're the world's largest professional software for CAE injection molding. We are a Taiwanese-based company. My office is here in the Metro Detroit area. We're in Farmington Hills. We have about 12 people here in this office, the majority of which are engineers and our support staff. But worldwide, we're a pretty large company. We have over 200 people working for us worldwide. We're really big throughout Asia and really big throughout Europe. This office here in North America has been around for about 4 years or so. So we're still kind of gaining a foothold, but we're headed in the right direction. This is actually a brand new office that we moved into because we're hiring more people, so it's a really great problem to have. But again, we're worldwide. We have 9 global offices, lots of resellers. Again, we've been around for quite some time throughout Asia and Europe. We have over 1,800 customers and 7,000 different case studies that we can reference. So we've been used in a lot of different industries in the plastics industry for injection molding. But as I'll show you as we're moving on, we can do a lot more than just injection molding. Just a little bit of background on who we are as far as bringing a good user experience to our customers. We are still an independent company, so we get to really focus on trying to make the software as user-friendly and as reliable as possible. We try really hard to partner up with as many different companies out there so that you can take the Moldex3D results and the software and integrate it into lots of different other softwares such as CAD softwares or FEA softwares. We work really closely with companies like Trexel to do different view cell simulations. Lots of other companies throughout the world who do like rapid heating and cooling. We work closely with like ANSYS and Abacus and the good folks at PTC so that we can try to optimize our software as best we can. We're part of the Altair Partner Alliance, so Really, again, just kind of focusing on the user experience and trying to make sure that our customers and potential customers are as taken care of as possible and make things as easy as possible on them. Here's just a handful of our reference customers who are already using our software. This is across the world. Again, we've been used in every industry from automobile to aerospace. We do a lot of really great work with different optics companies, material companies. So again, if there's an industry in which plastic is involved, Moldex3D has been a part of it. Again, we've been in North America for about 4 years or so, but I mean already at this point we have a lot of pretty good customer references. So here's just again just a handful of them right here. Educational accounts are also very important to us. We just got partnered up with the University of Akron last year, so they're using our software in a lot of their different graduate programs. But we work closely with the University of Ohio State, UMass Lowell. We actually have a lab at UMass Lowell where we do a lot of trainings. But our software, again, has been used in research projects from Purdue to Wisconsin. University of Alberta has a lot of seats of our eDesign software, and a lot of other smaller engineering colleges across North America and throughout the world have been using our software. So again, getting our software in the hands of different educational accounts and working with other grad students on their research projects is very important to us. This slide just kind of goes through the evolution of the Moldex3D commercial software. Commercially, we've been available since 2002. We're on our R12 version. Our R13 version of our software should be coming out sometime in the spring. So there will be a lot of new stuff that comes out probably around March, I want to say. But with our R12 software, we were able to start doing things like compression molding and bi-injection molding. We were able to speed up our processing capabilities so that we can get results a whole heck of a lot faster. One of the things not listed here is we actually made a pretty large investment into material characterization, so we can now test for our own materials, which has been really nice for a lot of our customers thus far. So again, just kind of wanting to illustrate that we're always looking towards where's the plastic industry going, and how can Moldex3D be a part of it. So again, the yearly software updates are one of the things that we kind of like to hang our hats on. Just real quickly to kind of go through our product portfolio and what it is we have available. Moldex3D, again, is injection molding software. Our eDesign and eDesign Basic packages are where the injection molding software comes into play. eDesign Basic is basically just a filling analysis. Our eDesign Suite, which is kind of like this orange box here, is our full analysis capabilities. It's filling, packing, cooling, warpage capabilities, as well as insert molding. But we can also look at like fiber orientation in there. Those results can be taken into different FEA interfaces for material properties. So there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done in there. It's all automatic mesh. It's all 3D. And again, this is also fully integrated into the PTC Creo software. So it's pretty nice for any injection molders. Moldex3D also gives users the ability to use different types of advanced meshing softwares to do more advanced simulations, such as compression molding or the optics analysis, cell simulations. So really, it's kind of whatever process our customer is looking for, Moldex3D can kind of try to partner up a product portfolio that would work for you. So I guess getting into the meat and potatoes of how it is Moldex3D can help. Obviously, for a filling simulation, we can do a really good job of looking at weld lines and where particular knit lines are coming together for the aesthetics. We can look for air traps, making sure balanced flow is where the part needs to be. We can look at a full warpage analysis, so if there's any particular areas that might be of concern, we can isolate that before, say, a cooling line is changed or packing pressure gets changed to try to adjust for warpage. And again, as I alluded to earlier, we can do full fiber orientation prediction. So if you're working with, say, like a glass-filled polypropylene, we can show you exactly what those long fibers or short fibers are doing during the filling and packing and cooling and stages. We can help to try to keep our customers more competitive, and what we mean by that is through simulation capabilities, we can make sure that your cycle time is reduced. So basically, your parts are coming out of the mold as quickly as possible so that you can produce as many as possible. Also, Moldex3D is pretty cool in that we have a lot of different communication tools. Basically what that means is when an analysis gets done, the software will automatically create like PowerPoints for you to kind of show you what's going on during a filling analysis or packing or whatever it is you need to look at. In our R12 software, it was actually a nice feature that came out. We have what we call our 3D PDFs. So you can actually create a 3D PDF so that your part can be moved and changed and rotated in there, along with all the useful information. So it's really nice for communicating across different departments. And achieving lean production, again, it's just kind of through simulation you have the ability to look at, is my clamping force where it needs to be? Am I using the right machine in order to get this part created? Just again, just trying to make sure that everything is being done in order to make sure that your part is being created and manufactured in the most effective way. So this slide just kind of details some of the stuff that sets us apart from some of our competition out there. Again, the eDesign software, it's a 5-step automatic meshing software, so you don't have to know anything about meshing. So if you're like a part designer and you just want to know, ideal gate location, or is my part thick enough? If I run a simulation, so if I send this on over to my mold guy, I don't have to wait for him to say yes or no, this works. I can just make sure it works really well. You don't have to know anything about meshing. The software takes care of all that good stuff for you. We have a large material data bank. With our R13 software, I think we will be over 7,000 different materials in there. But again, we also do material characterization, so it really doesn't matter what material you're working with. We can run a simulation with it. Again, fully integrated in lots of CAD and FEA interfaces. We can do parallel processing, which is the process of hooking up different computers to one another to get results a whole heck of a lot faster. And we have lots of different pricing options, everything from a pay-per-use model on up to buying a full license to leasing models. So I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but one of the things that we like to say is we want to compete on technology, not on price. So again, lots of different options for our customers. Differentiating features, full 3D, that's including our runner lines and cooling lines, widest range of our add-on solutions, which are those more advanced simulation capabilities, yearly software updates. CAD doesn't have to be perfect. The software will clean that up for you if there are a couple lines that may be off or may not be connected. That's okay. Fully integrated in a lot of different CAD softwares, as I mentioned before. Our parallel processing capabilities are second to none. And here in our Farmington Hills office, we have a full staff of engineers. So in the event that a customer has a question, something, you run an analysis and it's looking kind of weird, you don't really understand it, or running into some issues, call us. We're here to help. Again, we have a full staff here who's dedicated to making sure our customers are taken care of. So next, I'll kind of get into the standard analysis functions of Moldex3D. Kind of what you get out of the eDesign software. We can do full filling analysis. And again, this is all automatic mesh for you. It's all 3D. So it's really good at predicting, obviously where weld lines are going to come together, but also short shots, air traps. If you're doing a multi-cavity mold, it's really good for balanced filling. This is just an example of another filling analysis, but it just shows you our capabilities of looking for potential weld lines. It's where all these little red dots are. We also have the ability to look for air traps, so what these little blue dots are, or areas where you're getting a short shot, you might get some burn marks. This slide is actually kind of important. It really sort of differentiates Moldex3D from other softwares that might be out there. We do a, like I said before, a true 3D runner analysis. So if you have like a multi-cavity mold like this, one of the things that a mold maker or a part designer needs to be aware of is that there's a process that happens. It's called shear heating. So if you can imagine material flowing around this runner layout, it heats up, it cools down, the material properties are changing. And in turn, it kind of throws off filling a little bit. If you have a 2.5D runner layout, it doesn't really pick up on that very well with these multi-cavity molds, whereas Moldex3D does pretty well. And this is just an example of an actual customer that we had. These are fence posts, the top of fence posts. And as you can see, the runner layout looks balanced, but the filling, not quite. We were able to pick up on that because of the 3D runner layout. And here's just the real-life example of what the customer was having. So we were able to predict this. And because we were able to predict this, the customer was able to just go ahead and modify the runner layout and able to produce some pretty nice fence posts. Getting back into it, we can do a full packing analysis. We just make sure your part's not underpacked or overpacked. We can do full cooling analysis, so we can look at your part and say, okay, well, you may have a hot spot in this area. You may want to put like a baffle in there to kind of reduce that. We can look at a full cooling analysis. Again, just kind of make sure that if you have some cooling lines here that may not be working as effectively as you'd like them to, maybe you can tool them out, saving you some costs, or you got some lines that are working really well, may want to add to it so that they're working that much more efficient. And we have a full feature called our slicing option, so you can actually cut through, say, a thick part and look at the temperature in the center of the part versus, say, the outer skin of the part. Just kind of let you know, hey, there might be some areas for potential sink marks, or your part might not be cooling properly, and here's why. Full warpage analysis, again, looking at volumetric shrinkage of your part, exactly what it's going to do while cooling. We can look at this on a full X, Y, and Z displacement. We can also do insert molding. So if you're working with, say, like a metal insert or a copper insert or like another plastic part, that's cool. We can model that into the simulation and show you exactly what filling is going to look like, warpage, all that good stuff. So insert molding is cool. Just kind of going in a little bit of our advanced features and what Moldex3D offers. Again, this is kind of the more advanced meshing packages. Excuse me. Moldex3D can do everything from powder injection molding, gas assist, water assist. We can do the encapsulation process for IC packaging. Again, being here in the Metro Detroit area, we're working really closely with a lot of automotive suppliers. And one of their big things is trying to get weight down in their parts. So the mu cell simulation is becoming more and more popular around here. It's the process of injecting nitrous oxide into a part in order to reduce warp and get weight down. So that's becoming more and more popular with Moldex3D. We can do full fiber orientation. Compression molding is, again, one of those things that we're seeing more and more of the industry, at least around here in the Metro Detroit area, doing more of. One of the big things, too, that we can do is an optics analysis. Our meshing capabilities are really good so that we can get a real detailed idea of what's going on, say, inside of an optics part. We can look at birefringence, just making sure light refraction's where it needs to be. We can do hot runner analyses. We can look at mold-based temperature. I know that's really important in hot runner analysis. So really, one of the things that really makes us good is our ability to use different types of mesh elements. And here's just a handful of them right here. Different mesh elements are really good for different types of applications. Our eDesign software for injection molding uses what we call our Volex mesh. It's kind of like the squared-off mesh here, which is really good for injection molding. But if you're doing something like an optics analysis, we work really well with different hybrid meshes. Compression molding works really well with different boundary layer meshes, but we also have the capabilities of using just pure tetra. So really, again, it kind of goes back to what kind of simulation are you looking to do, and how do we compare or I guess match up the best type of meshing capabilities in order to get the best type of results for you. This slide's a little old. My apologies. We have, I think, closer to 7,000 different materials in our data bank today. But our data banks arranged with a lot of different materials in it. If you purchase Moldex3D, you have access to all of them. But again, in the event that, say, you needed material characterized, we can do that for you. I know this is becoming more and more a larger part of our business. So I know headquarters back in Taiwan keeps investing more and more into material characterization. If you're looking for thermal properties, if you're looking for viscoelastic properties, there's a lot of good stuff that we can test for and take into account in your simulations. Real quickly, this slide just kind of illustrates our capabilities to do parallel processing, which again is basically in a nutshell taking different computer towers and hooking them up to run analysis a lot quicker. We, I think, pair up, 4 different CPU towers here in our office for any work that we have to do here. So we're working off about 16 cores of computer processing, which, as you can imagine, gets things done a whole heck of a lot quicker than if you're working on just, say, like 4 or 8. And we also have the ability to do remote computing. We have licenses that are floating licenses, so in the event that you want to house the license on a particular server and check it in and check it out, you can do that. If you wanted to do, say, like TeamViewer or remote into a particular tower to run your analysis, you can do that. So really this slide just kind of emphasizes that you're not really limited to a particular workstation or a particular computer. Moldex3D can work for larger organizations or just one person. So, that being said, I'll go ahead and really quickly kind of show you guys a quick video here. Let me bring this bad boy up. Oh, excuse me. And this is just Moldex3D integrated into the PTC Creo CAD software. So basically what this is you're working on your part inside of the SolidWorks CAD. You're clicking like this little Moldex3D button here, and it just automatically takes you into the Moldex3D interface. And this video goes really quick, but I'll stop and start and just kind of show you what's going on. So as you can see here, you have your cooling lines that are modeled in, runner layout, your part. So we're just going through and just picking or isolating what is what inside of this analysis. So we're isolating this as my part, the type of material that we're using here. Next, we isolate our runner, our melt entrance point here. So there's our melt entrance point. Next step would be to isolate our cooling lines. So these blue lines here. I know, my apologies for going so quick, but they've isolated these as our cooling lines. And we're going ahead and same thing as with the melt entrance point. We're just isolating the areas in which cooling material is going to be flowing in to our cooling lines, as well as where cooling material will be flowing out of our cooling lines. Next step is we automatically generate our mold base. We have in our software what's called our wizard functions, which will automatically generate mold bases or cooling lines or runner layouts for you. In the event you already have these, you can just import them or you can sketch them inside of the software. So we have isolated our mold base, the type of mold base block that we're using. Next step here, we're setting the sequence that we want. So we're doing a full analysis, setting that up. This is the different mesh level. So you can set how intricate you want your mesh to be when you're creating the automatically generated mesh. So if you want a real detailed analysis, you could set it at level 5. If you just needed a quick filling analysis and you don't need a real high element count, you could set it at level 2. Obviously, the higher the element count, the longer it's going to take for a simulation to run. So it's really up to the user and what it is the user would like to accomplish. But we created a solid mesh. Once a solid mesh is created, you have the ability to look at a full analysis. As we can see here, this is a filling analysis. Take it through. We can look for the temperature distribution, and this is just kind of looking at an isosurface distribution, temperature on the inside versus temperature on the outside here. So again, and this is all the stuff that you can see in the Moldex3D standalone license. An isosurface display of temperature and what the temperature is on the part on the inside. If we wanted to look at warpage, these are kind of embellished warpage results here. That being said, I'll just go ahead and bring up and show you guys. This is the Moldex3D interface after a project has been run. This is the standalone license, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of just some of the things that you can see in here. I already have this part. I've got a part insert in here. I set up my perimeters or my processing conditions. I've got an ABS plastic material in here that's fiber filled. I've got a little metal insert in here. So we can do a full filling analysis. You can speed this up, slow this down, however you'd like to. I'll pause this bad guy. If you want to look for potential air traps, just areas, these little blue dots you can see in here are potential areas in which you'd want to be aware of in the event that you want to put a little bit more venting in. If you want to look at pressure distribution of your part, as you can imagine, there's probably a lot more pressure that builds up in the runner as to the part. And these are all during filling. If you want to look at pressure distribution at, say, the end of packing, you could do that here. Give this 1 second. Yeah, so again, it's basically the exact same results, but you're looking at this at the end of packing, or right here. So if you want to look at pressure distribution in your part, if there's any problematic areas that you might want to be aware of, you can do here. If you want to look at gate contribution, just making sure that everything's pretty balanced. Temperature, do all that good stuff here. Obviously, you can set the range that you want here for temperature. If you want to bring this on down, you can do that all here. Let's see, we'll look at warpage really quick. Again, we did this with fiber, so we can look at fiber orientation defect, but we can look at displacement on the X, Y, and Z. As you can see, everything here is kind of falling in between this kind of like this teal color and I don't know, this kind of like off green Ninja Turtle kind of color. And if you look at the range here, everything's relatively balanced. But again, if you want to change the range, you can change the range all here. When I looked at fiber orientation effect, the amount of displacement caused by fiber orientation. As you can see around the gates, fiber is kind of filling out here and bumping into this wall. So fiber is probably kind of building up and going a lot of different directions in here. So that looks probably about right. Again, you can look at it whatever kind of access you wanted to. Random fiber orientation defect. Show you guys cooling really quick. And again, you can look at cooling efficiency. These are a couple of cooling lines that I had in here. As you can see, these blue lines probably aren't working too efficiently, whereas the green lines are. These are just real arbitrary lines that I put in. Again, if you had a more complex cooling layout, you want to see how it's working, you could draw that in there, or you could import it in and then just kind of like isolate, this is my cooling line in the software, and then it'll run that in the analysis. But red lines are working really good, working really efficiently. Same with orange and green, whereas blue not so much. So I may be able to tool out those blue lines. We can look at average temperature of the part, just kind of getting a feeling for what the average temperature in the runner is, the part. Again, there's pretty big temperature distribution between the part and the runner layout, so we can just change the settings here. Let's see, cooling time. You can set this in your processing conditions, which is why I've got it set so high. But again, you can change all that good stuff when you're actually setting up the analysis. So just kind of want to show you guys all this good stuff. I guess I'll just kind of wrap it up and leave it at that. I guess that'll just about do it for everything that I have to show everybody today. I guess I'll hand this on back over to you, Jason. If there's anything I can do to help out, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know and see if I can answer them for you.
We have a couple of questions, Rob.
Okay.
How does packaging work?
How does packaging work?
What do you do? Like, what do you need to purchase? What comes as part of like a standard package? Add-ons?
Okay. Well, I guess just to start with, our very basic was the e-design package that I showed you guys earlier, which is just kind of like that standard filling analysis. But in the event that you needed, say, like packing added on, or you needed cooling added on, we can go ahead and create like add-on packages for you. So really, it's kind of trying to understand what the customer needs and then building like an actual Moldex3D license for you out of that. But it starts with filling analysis. In the event that you wanted the full-blown, the whole deal, that would be the e-design suite, which was the filling, packing, cooling, and warpage analysis. But again, kind of starts out at e-design basic, and then depending on what it is the customer needs, we can just build on top of that e-design basic package.
Okay. Now, do you guys do anything with metal injection packaging, or plan to in the future?
I've been asked that question a lot, and I wish we would, because it comes up a lot. But unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, no, not right now. Like, I mean, we do like powder injection molding, which kind of deals a little bit with metal injection. It's got like the little metal flakes in there that are mixed in. But as far as working with metal and doing simulations with that, we're a little far away from.
Can it simulate bottle blow molding?
We can do blow molding. That is a simulation package that we can do. I'm not incredibly familiar with how it is that we can do it. That would be one of those questions I'd have to kind of throw on over to one of my engineers. But we do have the capabilities to do it. I'm just not positive how we model it.
Does the package have any continuous fiber reinforced advanced comet or composite thermosets?
As far as fiber goes with the Moldex3D software, we can do long fiber and short fiber. Continuous fiber, I don't think we have the capabilities to do that just yet. R13, I've heard some rumors that we might be able to do it in our new software updates, but I guess don't hold me to that just yet. But as of right now, with regards to fiber, it's long fiber and short fiber that we can do.
Does it create a recommended processing sheet for production based on the analysis?
Yes. Based on what it is that the user is working with, our software will default to the ideal settings for the process condition. So in the event you're working with, say, like a polypropylene, and you have your geometry and all that good stuff set, the software will go ahead and predict injection time. It'll go ahead and predict ideal filling time, pressure, all that good stuff. But if the user wanted to change any of that or adjust any of that, the user can do that. But yes, the software will automatically default to ideal settings.
How about rotomolding?
Rotomolding. I'm not too familiar with rotomolding, so I'm going to say that we cannot do that.
All right. And how does the licensing work as far as being like floating licenses for the Creo integration?
Yep. With the way that the floating license works, it's the way that we set it up here. We can have like a standalone license, which is just for a particular computer, or the floating license, which is a way in which you it's just basically a couple changes that we have to make when we are actually creating the license for the customer. It's basically you install it on your main server, and then you also install the software on one of your like laptops if you want to check it out. Once you're connected to the network, you can go from your computer that you want it on, go into your network, check it out, put it onto your computer, use it, check it back in. So really, it's just a couple of tweaks that we have to make on our side.
So if there's multiple Creo users who wanted to use it, it can like float between the seats, or just be attached to one of the Creo seats?
Yep. Just as long as it's on the server and the software is installed on the computers in which you guys are planning on using it, yeah, you can check it in, check it out, and multiple users can use it.
What type of training is available?
With the purchase of a license, there's a 2-day training that comes with that. One of our engineers will show you how the software works, take you through how to install it, just basically go through all the ins and outs of Moldex3D. We do have a lot of different training materials in the event that someone was interested in just kind of walking through some tutorials. I got a lot of those, but we do offer trainings here in our office. I think every other month we have those, and in the event of a license purchase, that also comes standard with it. Yeah, so one of the things that is really important to us is we want to make sure our customers are set up for success. Again, I know it sounds corny, but we really want to take care of our customers and make sure our users have a great experience with it. So in the event that you purchase the license, again, you get the support from our engineers here, but we also really want to make sure that you're comfortable using the software. You really got a good feel for what it is that Moldex3D is capable of doing.
That looks like all the questions in the queue.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and I'll finish up here real quick. If you want to view this webcast later, you can go to our website, click on the webcast, and then go down to View Archive Webcast. It should be up there by the end of the day, if not first thing tomorrow. If you have any questions, one of our account reps should be in touch with you shortly. Please feel free to reach out to me if they don't get in touch with you or you have any other questions. If you want to need additional information, want to see a demo around a particular process, interested in benchmarking it, just let us know, and we'll get in touch with Rob and set it up for you. And sorry, today's webcast was a little quick. Me and Rob both talk very fast, but please keep in touch and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it, Jason. Thank you.